In this video, I'm going to explore two of the most common problems I see with student projects. One is that you accidentally move the vanishing line. So let's say you have your direct or your regular selection tool instead of the direct selection tool, and you move this thing away from, so you might think you've got just this endpoint and you grab it and you move the whole line. Another way that the line could get moved is with the direct selection tool. If I click on the line rather than, oh, they changed that. So let's say somehow you've selected both ends, which looks like it won't be so easy to do anymore. It used to be that when you selected on the line, it would select both, but looks like that's fixed. But you might get both selected and you move it just a bit, even that much. When you start doing your buildings, well, they're not going to line up anymore. You can see that these are slightly off. Okay, so those buildings don't line up. So if I had lined it up here, then when I go to check it, when I have this in the right spot, then they wouldn't no longer line up. So that's a common thing. So just make sure that you're always using the direct selection tool when you're trying to move these endpoints. The other thing is if I decide to move one of these objects, I mentioned this in the previous video, if I wanted to move this, say over here, well, now it's no longer in perspective. If I look with my vanishing lines, I can see it's not at all lined up. So if I were to move something, I would need to go back and go through the process again and make sure that everything is in new alignment with the perspective line. So I just have to go through and do that one more time. Okay, so those are a couple of the most common things I see with that students do with Illustrator.